The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome. This is the Eagles Sports Network. Michael Watchering, joined by longtime Carson-Newman coach as well as former Carson-Newman player, 2011 Carson-Newman Hall of Famer, Mac Lambert. Coach, appreciate you taking so much time here with us. I think the first question that I want to dive into, what brought you to Carson-Newman in the first place way back in the 50s?
Well, I had two brothers and three sisters that preceded me. They came in the 30s. My older brother came in the 30s, and then John and I came in the 50s. I was a freshman in 51, and John was a freshman in 50. So my family sort of encouraged me to come up.
In the 54 season, you played both ways, and that was a time where you had to play both ways. It wasn't
the substitution rules required that you played both ways.
What do you remember about your playing days specifically?
Well, the coaches were very tough and demanding, and Coach Harmon was a great gentleman, but he was tough on the field. So the camaraderie, the friendships that I made, and the lessons I learned for life, just very important to me.
You were a captain on those teams, so obviously leadership was important to you. When or what spurred your interest in becoming a coach?
My brother before me was a good coach and had a lot of success, and was a very big influence in the community. So I thought that would be a good route for me to go.
Obviously, a lot has changed in the world, and obviously with football. What in your mind has changed most about football from the time that you played until the day that we're currently in?
On the negative side, I think teamwork. I think it's more of an individual thing at times, but the teams that show the teamwork are usually the ones that are winners. And of course, the size and speed of players are just amazing. The things that have changed. In 1953, I was a starting tackle at 205, and I was the biggest man.
Wow!
I was the heaviest man on the team. So things have changed.
Things have definitely changed for you. I mean, you've coached, you've played, you've been a part of football for such a long period of time. How have you had to adapt as a coach over the years?
Well, I don't know whether I did adapt. I think I tried to make them work hard, tried to make them accountable, not just on the football field, but in the classroom, in the cafeteria, and church, whatever position they were in.
So for you, you coached at some high schools. You've had a couple stints here at Carson-Newman. What keeps bringing you back to Carson-Newman?
Carson-Newman, the love for Carson-Newman. I think God has had His hand on Carson-Newman all these years. And I was a member of the 101st class, 1951. The school was founded in 1851, and so I was a member of the 101st class at Carson-Newman.
For you, what are some of your favorite memories, be it as a player, be it as a coach, during your time here at Mossy Creek?
As a player, a good win at Western Carolina in the rain. A good win at Austin Peay State University against an All-American tackle. My brother and I had a good night against him, so that stands out. A lot of good memories. The 72 championship game in East Texas against a great football team. A lot of great players that went on in NFL and did great. So that was a highlight. The championship game in '86, very much in my good thoughts. Many other game players. I coached great players that went on to be great citizens, and that's what I'm proud of.
You mentioned players becoming great citizens. I think that's one of the things that people get lost when they look at coaching, when they look at sports in general, that it's not just the 4-year commitment while they're playing for you. It's what they do after that, and they draw upon their experiences while you had an impact with them. What is it like for you to see the fruits of their labor come to fruition years down the road when they have a family, when they're a little more mature, when they have a life of their own? What's that like for you to see them down the road?
That is great. That is great. One of my former players coached and taught in a school in Virginia for 40 years. He coached, he taught 73 of the current teachers in that system, in that same system, and 21 of them are coaches. So he has a tremendous influence in that community, and I had an influence on him. He calls me every Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Father's Day, Mother's Day. He calls me, and that is very special.
When you look at not just the players that you were able to impact, but obviously you being a coach, there's been a lot of coaches that have flowed through Carson-Newman, younger guys that have tried to learn a little bit more about the profession, learned a little bit more about their lives. How have you tried to take some of the younger coaches underneath your wing over the last few years?
One sticks out especially is the Nick Revez. He and I worked together with the running backs for 2 years, and he had a lot of influence on me, really. And I hopefully have had a good impact on him. Great guy. When
you think about some of the things with Carson-Newman the last few years, obviously with Coach Turner taking over, and the newer players that have come in from around the country, what are some of your fonder memories of these last few seasons?
Working with Wimbush, the dedication and his work ethic and his leadership, I sure enjoyed being around him.
When you look at the campus and the area, Jefferson City, Carson-Newman's campus, what's changed and how have things changed here in this area? Obviously a new big football facility, but what's changed in the area for you over the years?
Of course, the new buildings. The Stokely building was new my first year. In fact, we just gone into that building, and there was a cafeteria on the ground floor, so I spent a lot of time there. Where the library is now, that was a ladies' dorm, and of course it's long gone. I know the maintenance people would pave the paths. We would make paths, and they would pave, so we got sidewalks wherever we walk. So I think that was neat.
For you, when you look at Carson-Newman and how things have kind of adjusted over the different stints that you've had here, how do you think that coaching in general, football, has changed? Because I know that now it is so dedicated to scouting and video and that kind of stuff. How has that changed what a coach needs to do?
The filming has, I think in my 4 years at Carson-Newman that we filmed 2 games. So the scouting was very important, going to a game and to scout. I know Frosty Holt would tell a story about going up to King College, I believe, to to play, and he would go to the barber shop unannounced. He didn't ever identify himself, but he would get a scouting report from the people in the barber shop. So the videos now and the internet have helped tremendously, but probably spend a lot of time that you don't need to.
Take me back roughly a decade or so when you got the call that you were going to be a Carson-Newman Hall of Famer. What did that call mean to you, and what does it mean to you to have that legacy in the Hall of Fame forever?
Very humble. I don't, there's a lot of guys on my team that were better than I was, but I just happened to be around the people that voted, I think, that helped me get in. But I am very humble. I'm appreciative.
When you think about what people say and what people think about when they think of Mac Lambert, what do you want people to say about what you were able to accomplish during your tenure here?
That's a hard one. I want them to think that I was fair, and that I tried to do things right. I tried to work hard. Tried to be a good family man, be a good dad, a good granddad, good church member. So just my character, I guess.
Mac, really appreciate you taking so much time with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He's Mac Lambert. This has been a conversation with one of the legendary players and coaches here at Carson-Newman.